When I start with a dog, I always like to start around the shoulder before moving up or anywhere near the head. Once they know you, they're better, but what we feel for are any little lumps and bumps or disfigurements that could be an indicator of trauma or anything else that the dog might have done. Although with best will and intention we keep an eye on our pets, usually they injure themselves when they're out of sight. And so even footwear, pad wear, claw wear gives you an indication as to how they're doing. And also if the dog doesn't like you touching the feet, this is absolutely fine. And once you've got them fairly happy and relaxed, then you can feel in really what the genuine resting state of those tissues are. And that's the key to getting decent movement restored. Because if we can restore a normal resting state throughout the body, you don't have to look at absolute symmetry then. What you're doing is you're allowing that individual to effectively reboot to its anatomical sort of factory setting, and therefore it should be able to move much more freely and normally after the treatment session has assimilated. And it usually takes the nervous system a few days for that to happen, during which time owners often comment that the dog is much more tired during that period. You tired? There you go. With this fella, what he's been doing, he's become sore back here, which is just about behind the saddle and just in front of the pelvis, but it's on one side. That sort of suggests he's been messing around out in the field, and as you can see the field is on a bit of a slope, some of it, and what I should think he's done is he's run around, slammed the brakes on, and he's overstrained this area, which probably means that leg slid under him, and therefore he's sort of wrenched through here. Now, because the horse should push from behind using these lovely big muscles here, but when they hurt here, they don't want to push longitudinally through their body. So what they do then is they start pulling themselves along. And what we find is you get an overdevelopment of the muscles in front of the shoulder blade. So that's the edge of the shoulder blade. And you get a build up of muscle here and a build up under the throat and here. And right up under here, where you've got structure called the hyoid, which holds the whole of the throat mechanism open so that they can breathe and swallow, etc. But that has muscle attachments to the tongue, into the neck and up into the skull. And when all of this gets really tight, the problem we have is the horse then doesn't move its jaw. And when a horse is moving, the jaw should be moving like this when they're trotting or cantering. And when they can't do this, it tightens up this whole area at the top of the neck. And so you get a much stiffer, stilted action from the horse. It also stops this lovely action with the diaphragm and the organs pushing against the diaphragm and then pulling back and allowing that lovely passive pump that you should get with the lungs and massaging of the heart. So you lose all of that the moment a horse can't push from behind.